Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a game about collecting cards. Everyone who plays it knows that, but everyone has different ways of going about it. Most people skip packs and buy the exact cards they need from secondary markets. Others buy only sealed products such as packs and structure decks, living and dying by the luck of the draw. Some are lucky, some are smart, and I am neither of these things. In this series, we'll be fusing horrendous luck with even worse financial decision making, with the full intention of ripping off Nim Nim and Revs. We'll be rewinding to the nostalgic days of our youth to build a competitive deck with a strict budget of $25 and only using sealed product. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Restart, a budget sealed only challenge. In case you guys didn't see the update video I put up, we've got a Discord server now. The link will be in the description along with my Twitter and Instagram links, and most of what I do involving cards will be done through there. And you guys can just use it as a hub if you just want to play with each other or find somebody to play with, you know. Moving on. Extravagant extravagance. According to you guys, the sale of Extrav is going to be $14, which actually won by a pretty impressive majority. I think the balance of people that want the challenge to be harder with the people that want to see how I can improve the deck with a higher budget gives us some good future poll results. I don't think it's usually necessary to say who won the Extra, but this time I think I feel like I should, since it's actually another sealed only Yugi tuber, the Pokemonarch himself. When I was first readying up this series, I did a little bit of studying and I watched a few other YouTubers aside from Revs and Nim Nim, obviously, and this guy was one of the first that I checked out, especially since I was testing dinos right when he uploaded his first episode. If you love sealed only, please just check him out. For the deck, our pulls last week were pretty insane, giving us a collector's rare unicorn to work with and a very basic Magistas Engine. At this point, we just need to get some solid staples since Solemn Warning is starting to softly screw our sorry deck. I love the card, but somehow a modern deck is so out of sync with the times that we just straight up need to get rid of the card that uses our life points since we need them. Every opening is going to include Genesis Impact until we get at least 2 Zorwas, 1 Brilliona, and 1 Artemis. We desperately need those cards to make the deck work, and we'll need Savage Dragon and Totally Awesome, as well as Bahamut Shark, to get some better interruptions. For a future episode, we'll probably need to buy a dual Devastator box, and I'm sorry to say this, but we need some extra deck monsters from it, and having some removal and more consistency, as well as all the staples in the form of hand traps, it'll give a huge boost to the deck, and I'll probably only end up buying one since getting more than just one feels really unfair. Let's see what we've got to open this week. Yu-Gi-Oh! We've got maximum gold, boys! It's time to get golden. Aside from this, because this was actually $25, I have a locals near me that sometimes price matches. You could actually get this for $23 to $24, but they had to do $25 apparently. And we've got 9 packs of Genesis Impact at $1.50 each, which gives us actually 50 cents left over because we got $14 from the extra. I'm actually very happy with the amount of packs that we were able to get. And funny enough, the gold rares from this set are actually some of my favorite cards. I've got an entire collection of them. I'm only missing maybe 5 cards from it. But I am not going to bore you guys with details. Let's start with Genesis Impact, why not? Okay, so I bought myself 3 extra packs and I got an Alistair out of them. So if there's no Ultra here, I might have taken up the Ultra slot from whatever box I got this out of. Spell card, Trismegistus. I don't know if I'm gonna run a 3rd one. It doesn't sound the best, but you know, maybe, I don't know. I think if I was to get Brilliona anyway, I wouldn't need more because that can search spells and traps. Ben 10, Engraver of the Mark, Nightmare Phoenix, Drytron. This Ultra, Live Twin, Kiss a Kill. I'm literally only putting aside cards that I can actually play. So, you know, maybe if I don't get any way to search it. Magistas Vritra. Nope. Nightmare Unicorn. Said Angel Benton and Live Twin Home. I don't think we're gonna get one of the Ultras for Magistas this time, boys. I'm sorry to say. Don't think we're that lucky. Book of the Law. GG Easy. Nope. Another Live Twin. What? How are we getting so many Live Twins? Should I just put a Live Twin engine into the deck? Let's see. Endymion, Signet Regression, Invoked Magelenica, Evil Twin Present, blah. Drytron Alpha Thuban. Nothing playable aside from this Trismegistus, which I don't think we're going to play anyway, but I don't know. Hopefully an Ultra, maybe a Collector's. Another Nightmare Unicorn. Ultra? Ultra? Be cut from the underworld. Come on, man. I mean, I could use this just as fodder to get rid of, what's that card's name? Nefarious or Archfiend. But having literally anything else would be much better. Another live twin! Are you serious? Bro, I better get like a collector's rare from one of these packs, because... Oh man, in terms of everything else, this is just not working out. Magellantica, Hat Trigger, whatever. Ultra? Ultra? Secret password. This... Is this sealed only live twins now? Is it sealed only live twins? Is that what's going on here? This is the last pack. Okay. Whew. Drytron Gamma Eltonin. Sign-up Regression. Drytron Zeta Alpha blah 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 blah. Oh, that's not the last card. Nightmare Unicorn. Is that Artemis? We got it! We got her! Oh, last pack. Oh my god, this always happens. Yes, we got Artemis. Okay, so if we get Totally Awesome and Bahamut Shark, then we've got the whole combo live. That's awesome. We got it out of the very, very last pack. I'm very glad to see that, and I don't want to put Trismegistus into the deck, so this is going over here. That's great. That's, you know, $14 on, I don't know how much this card is, like $3-4 bucks. But, whatever. Maximum gold, baby. This is one of my favorite sets of 2020, which, by the way, is 2021. I didn't say that in the last video, but Happy New Year's to you guys. Mech Knight of the Morning Star, Gear Gigant X, Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds, Machine Dupe. I didn't even know this was printed in here. Is that a Zodiac card? Oh, is that... What the hell is this? Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. I mean, might as well put it in. Droll and Lockbird, which... Does it have pack damage? There's some pack damage on top there. Come on, man. Barrier Statue of the Abyss. We can actually run Droll. It's a good card. Let me move this. And we might as well run Dark Rebellion, because right now our extra deck's literally full of cards that we can't even open. Can't even play. Eater of Millions isn't bad. Constellar Pleiades. I don't think I can summon this, but... Alright. Transcode Talker. Okay. Lose one turn. Interesting. Cosmo Dark Destroyer. Alright. Might as well put all the gold rares over there. Number 101. Actually not bad. Actually not a bad card at all. I definitely struggled with this last pack to open. Not last, but second to last pack. Honestly, the Artemis is probably good enough for us. Draco Sack isn't bad. Buster Blader. It's Nurse Dragon Maid. Okay. Not a big fan of the Dragon Maid archetype, but Gold Rare's a Gold Rare. Shared Ride. Not bad. Monarch's Erupt. Can't really play that. An Infernity card. Foolish Burial Goods. I'll put it over here. Why not? We might have the opportunity to play it. Can I move this, please? Oh man. Please give us Toad. Is that another Constellar Pleiades? Totally awesome! Oh my god, we're only missing Bahamut Shark now. Oh my god, we got almost the entire engine. Man, that's awesome. Harpy's Pet Phantasmal Dragon. Come on, be something good. Nibiru? Nibiru! Woo! What a great opening. This is great. This is awesome. Nibiru, baby! Imperial Tombs in the Necro Valley and Torbus to Forbidden Realms. Okay, so out of all the packs we opened, these are actually the only ones that we can really play, aside from, sorry, I forgot to take that out, Droll and Lockbird, which still, weirdly enough, has some pack damage, but it doesn't matter. We got Nibiru, we got Artemis, we got Totally Awesome. We straight up, I don't think we need to open any more gold packs for a little while now, which is awesome. The main issue right now is that we actually need Bahamut Shark, which, I don't know how that's gonna work. I genuinely don't understand, like, probably OTS 13 packs are the only thing we can go into, but I mean, we've already got this. The Artemis was the main thing that I needed. I want Zorua as well, but let's throw this into our deck, let's work on our ratios a little bit, and I'll get back to you. So we've got some pretty big changes to the deck, actually. First I'm going to just show you the cards that I took out, and then I'm going to show you the actual entire deck along with the extra deck. We haven't actually gone over the entire deck in a while, but first of all, Effect Veiler. every time I drew into it, like, it could be helpful from time to time, but it wasn't always the best, so I felt it wasn't necessary to keep running 3. Magistas Ritra was always a brick. This has literally never helped me out, so unless we get Zorua or something, you know, Zorua, Riliona, something like that, then this is not staying in the deck. Awakening of the Possessed. We don't need more than 1 at this point, just due to the Possessed partnership. Solemn Warning. I talked about this already in the opening. It's a good card. It's just not necessary in the deck anymore. So, I mean, I'm still running 2 of them. I'm just taking out the 1, but... Possessed Partnerships. If we get Zorua, then I'll actually continue... I'll put this back and then I'll continue running 3 because Zorua can be special summoned off of its effect. But right now it's just unnecessary because I'm not always going to have a Charmer in the grave and those are the only monsters that I can summon with it. Then we've got the Unsummonables. These aren't going anywhere. These are just going straight into the tin where I keep all the cards that I hoard for this challenge. And now the main deck. We're still running the 4 familiar possessed cards. We kind of have to. No explanation needed for that. The 3 Nefarious Archfiend Eater of Nefariousness. Whatever. Simple enough. Triple Fairy Tale Luna, that's not changing anytime soon. And a single Awakening of the Possessed Nefarious or Archfiend. Next we've got triple Endymion, the Magistas of Mastery, which is a lot more alive now that we actually have Artemis. We could actually use this. We've got double Crowley, which is still a really good card. I really hope you guys can't hear my cat meowing in the background right now. He's a bit of a fatty, but if he is meowing, I hope that just adds on to the episode. Then we're running the one of the extenders. Reform Age Hat Tricker. Good card. Gizmek Orochi. This has closed me out a few games already, so I actually really like having it. Tenyi Spirit Nahata. Just giving us another level 4 body on board. I would run it Hara, but there's no good synchros for me to go into right now, so unnecessary. And Shatana, same exact reason as Nahata. Pretty much consider them 2 of the same monster. Now the hand traps. We're running double Effect Veiler, Droll and Lockbird, and we got Nibiru, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still happy that we got it, you know? This is pretty self-explanatory. If we don't go first, I really hope to go into Nibiru or Droll. That would shut down quite a few decks. We're still running the triple Spirit Charmers because Spirit Charmers is a broken-ass card. We're running double Trismegistus. Double 2 Trismegistus because it's a good card, and it lets us save our normal summon. We're still running the 2 Magistas Invocations, and it's actually a lot easier to go into Iwas now, especially with this. Running 1 Awakening of the Possessed since we dropped the other one. And then we've got our Field Spell Engine. Locks the opponent out of spell cards, stops their first monster effect, searches one or the other. We're running double Possessed Partnership, double Solemn Warning, and 1 Unpossessed. Trap cards suck. This is modern Yu-Gi-Oh! The goal of the game is to not play any trap cards in your deck. And if we're able to get enough hand traps, then we're probably going to drop all these except for maybe Possessed Partnerships. Because honestly, that card is just really good. For the side deck, the only change that we made was removing 1 Deco Sekka and replacing it with 1 Raigeki and 1 Eater of Millions. We've got triple Book of Eclipse, triple Twin Twisters, triple Dark Ruler No More, and triple Dimensional Barrier. I don't even feel like setting those down because it's pretty self-explanatory. Now here's where the deck is going to shine now. We've got our extra deck. We've got the 1 Artemis, the Magistas Moon Maiden. God, I'm so glad that we got this card. This makes the deck so much better. We've got Vahram, the Magistas Divinity Dragon, Iwas, the Magistas Spell Spirit. We've got our Nightmare package, still with that Collector's Rare Nightmare Unicorn. Whew. Whew. Proxy F Magician. So this card is actually really interesting. I skipped past it because I didn't think it would be playable, but that was before I decided on the Magistas Engine. What this card actually does is it allows you to fusion summon without using a fusion spell, and then when you fusion summon, you could also special summon a monster with 1,000 or less attack from your hand. The 1,000 or less attack thing won't be too amazing. I'm pretty sure Endymion might have 1,000 or less attack, but just being able to fusion summon for free, even without Magistas Invocation, might be huge. We've got Beat Cop from the Underworld in case we need to make a Link 2, though I don't think we're ever going to go into this. Transcode Talker in case we need to make a Link 4, but I don't think we're ever going to go into this. Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, now that we've got a lot of level 4s, we can actually play this. Totally Awesome, which is just in here for now, but it can't really be played. Like, I'm glad that we got it. This means that we can start opening for Bahamut Shark, but we can't play it for now. It's just here. Then we've got number 101 Silent Honor Arc, which is a much better card, but you know, it's better for going second. And then the Unplayables. This might be a pretty decent card depending on how the series progresses. With Adhara, if we're able to get maybe a level 6 monster that we could summon, we might be able to play Sniper's Quantum. But it also doesn't feel that necessary. I'd rather replace it with something else. Like, I can think of at least 10 cards from Dual Devastator that are better for it. But I'm glad with this opening. We actually got some really good cards, and the deck has improved a lot over the course of the last few episodes. So let's see where we can go from here with these duels. Match 1, and I think I have never won a rock, paper, scissors game on EDO Pro, so I am glad that dice exists. Our opponent goes first with ABCs, and our opponent starts by normal summoning Gold Gadget and activating its effect. To which we chain Effect Veiler. Then he sets a card and passes turn. We draw into Solemn, which really doesn't do anything for us, and we activate Secret Village of the Spellcasters, normal summoning Hida and special summoning Hat Trigger, which gives us the materials to make Nefarious or Archfiend from the deck. We summon Archfiend, which immediately gets impermed, essentially shutting us down, and all that's left to do is set Solemn and for some reason destroy Gold Gadget because I don't know how to read cards. He gets A and Silver Gadget on board, then we pass turn. He normal summons C and links off A and Silver Gadget into Union Carrier, which we solemn to the ground. He passes after that. Don't you guys love decks with simple choke points? It's so much fun. We draw into basic Archfiend Eater, which gives us literally nothing, so we attack into C with it, and then we attack directly for 2000 damage. He draws, sets, and passes turn back to us, to which we face a second Magistas Invocation, and I die a little bit inside. Then we go for 1500 direct damage and pass because we destroyed a Droll Lockbird. He draws into Union Hanger, which gives him full combo, ending on a board of A, B, C, B, and a generic Link 2, and we successfully baited the pop with Invocation. He had to go into main phase 2 to summon his Link 2, so he passes turn without popping any of my monsters. We draw into Gizmek Orochi, so we link into Phoenix and do the super big brain strat of not chain blocking our Awakened Archfiend's effect. So we don't get the search because of Ash, but we do get to pop Union Hanger and draw into Unpossessed, which really isn't that bad of a draw. We set it and special out Gizmek Orochi, which immediately gets banished. We then attack for 1900 damage on his Link, and on end phase he unfuses his ABC. With Unpossessed, we can easily stall this out as long as he doesn't draw into some bullshit like Union Hanger. Game 2, we start with Terraforming to search Secret Village, and then we activate it. We special out our Tenyi Spirit, then normal Asa, and use Trismegistus to special summon out Crowley. We send Crowley and Asa to the graveyard to get Awakened Archfiend, which gets met with Imperm. Again. It's fine because we link both of our monsters into Proxy F Magician, and then use the search from Awakened Archfiends to get at least Possessed Partnerships for a pop, plus using Secret Village to lock off spell cards. On our opponent's turn, he special summons 2 Galaxy Soldiers, which we respond to the summon of the second one with Partnerships, giving him no spell effects and a single 0 defense monster on board, so he sets and passes. We draw into Hito, which we summon, then destroy Galaxy Soldier and attack with both Charmers to deal 3700 massive damage. On his turn, he just sets a monster and passes it back, and we attack his face down monster with a Charmer, accomplishing absolutely nothing. We pass turn and our opponent immediately summons C and links into Union Carrier, which eventually gets equipped with Torque Tune Gear, which was actually just a misplay and our opponent passes. We summon Luna, which gets ashed, but it really doesn't matter because we have lethal on board, and we finally get a game. Game 3, our opponent goes first. He uses Union Hanger to search C, then normal summoning it, and using Union Driver to make Torque Tune Gear the proper way, and then links it into none other than Halki Fibrax. I thought I was rid of this card. Halki Fibrax single-handedly transforms a board from this to this. Then he sets a card and passes turn. We start with Dark Ruler No More, which I actually thought would help us break his board, but he managed to squeeze out a Buster Drake to keep his Dawn Dragster alive. We normal summon Endymion and activate his effect to equip him with Artemis to search Crowley, which gets negated by Dawn Dragster. I actually wanted that to happen because then I could use Spirit Charmers without having to worry about it getting negated. We get Awakening in Asa, then we special summon it using Trismegistus and draw off of Awakening, which gets us Luna. This was an actual godsend. We then send both of our monsters to get Awakened Archfiends, which specials back Endymion, and I don't know how to read, so I attack into Dawn Dragster, destroying Buster Drake, and giving him more advantage, and then passing turn. On his turn, he activates ABC on Possessed Partnerships, which we chain, and then it gets negated by Dawn Dragster. When he destroys Awakened Archfiend, we get the search for Partnerships, which is pretty huge, and then we draw into Nibiru, which is completely useless at this point, but possibly helpful in the future. We summon Luna, which he lets go through, and we get Hida to hand and draw into Dark Ruler No More, which is actually huge. We activate Dark Ruler No More to negate his whole board. then attempt to use Magistas, but it gets met with an Imperm in the same column. This finally gets us over to Dawn Dragster, and now all we have to worry about is 2 high attack monsters and ABC's Banish effect. He starts by using ABC on his turn to banish our face down, where we chain possess partnership, special summoning Asa and popping ABC, as well as getting an extra draw and then bouncing Savage Dragon, successfully leaving him with only an Auroradon on board. We can easily stall this out and win as long as he doesn't draw into some random bullshit like Union Hanger. Match 2, and I lose at rock, paper, scissors, like usual. My opponent starts with Seamoon the Poison and Black Whirlwind to search Oster the South Wind. He then normal summons Oster and gets Orochi the Squall and special summons it, then links them into
Strix, the best Black Wings card. Which is gonna get us Zephyros.
Then he goes into 4 Strix and searches Bora the Spear. Silence, wench. I do not wish to play good decks anymore. I just want to brick. He then sets Shave Force and makes the Bardiche and uses Shave Force to special summon 4 Strix with Dragulus over it. He summons back Zephyros and specials Bora the Spear, then sets Brigantine and specials Ragged Boots from hand, then specials another Blackwing that I don't know the name of, and links them into IP and makes Redoer over that and sets Fogblade. On my turn, I summon Endymion and attempt to activate it, which gets met with Fogblade. I activate Trismegistus, then use Spirit Charmers to add Hita and set Awakening. I then activate Awakening and special summon Asa, drawing into a second copy of Crowley. I use Crowley's effect, sending himself to the graveyard to special summon himself, and my opponent chains Brigantine and IP to make Unicorn, throwing my Asa back into the deck. I make Awakened Archfiend and special summon back Crowley, beating over the Bardiche and the Dragulus. Then make the Phoenix just to get the search for possessed partnerships. Then I realize that I don't have Asa in the grave because Redoer threw her back into my deck, so partnerships can't even pop. My opponent pops off and makes a 2-negate Savage, and I attempt to use possessed partnerships, but doesn't really do much to stop. Then I draw into Trismegistus, and Game 2, here we come. Game 2, we have a hand. We literally go Trismegistus into Crowley and are forced to pass. My opponent goes into Y-Strix, which we Veiler, and he's forced to use Living Fossil to bring back a monster, making Bardiche again. We summon Gizmek Orochi in battle phase and get nothing out of it, and the next turn we draw into Spirit Charmers, which is actually pretty good. We get Area and Awakening and draw into Hat Tricker. He Fogblades our Gizmek Orochi, then we attack, dealing a decent amount of damage. Then he summons Force Strix into Time Thief Redoer, and oh my god, this began the slowest game of Yu-Gi-Oh! I've played since, I think, Crawlers vs. Frogs. This was literally half an hour of us stalling each other out. At the climax of the duel, I used Proxy F Magician to get Iwas on board, in an attempt to use it to steal Nightmare Unicorn, boosting its attack with Awakening the Possessed, to get it to 3800 to beat over Ultimate Falcon. Then he drops Cyber Dragon Infinity and cleans up my board. In the most back and forth game I've ever played, I lost to everything except Blackwings. Alright guys, so the way I see it, I honestly think that without people constantly leaving games that I find online, we wouldn't have as many wins as we had at the beginning of the series. I hate to say it, but even though we went 0-2 in this episode, I firmly believe that we played better this time than every other time so far. But we still need to play better and think harder before I make my misplays. Aside from key upgrades to the deck in the form of the Totally package, which we still need Bahamut Shark for, we need to get Zoro as quickly as possible, and as soon as we get him, we have a level 8 Synchro Engine that could be a lot better going first. With Zoroa and Bahamut Shark as priorities, we need to bum rush open as many packs as possible, and how better to do that than with the card sale that we've got this week, our CR Nightmare Unicorn. Originally, I wanted to keep the Unicorn because I just thought it was really cool, but after playtesting a lot, there's almost no situations where it's actually useful. It's Nightmare Unicorn, so we'll still keep it in the deck while we have space, but we also have a rare one that we can just swap it out for because there's literally no reason to keep a collector's rare card in the deck. We'll be replacing it with better extra deck monsters as soon as we have those as well. This is still a budget challenge, so I really didn't want us to just get an extra $50+ off of however we sell the Unicorn for, so we'll be getting half of the value that it's sold for. With the card at $70, the sale options that we have for this week will be $40, $47.50, or $55. This means that depending on the sale price, we get $20, about $23, or $27.50 for the next week. If you're interested in getting the unicorn, I'll be accepting entries to buy it the day after the card price is determined by you guys. That way, if it ends up being $55 and nobody wants to pay that much, I still have time to find another person to sell the card to. To get a chance to buy this card, just join the Discord, the link will be in the description, and keep an eye out for announcements after this video is posted. Aside from that, I've got one more announcement, and that would be that I'm starting a Patreon. I actually feel really bad about this, but I asked you guys, and with the people in the server agreeing, and a few occasional comments about it as well, by the way, I do read every single comment, I just don't respond every single time, it felt like it just makes sense. I didn't want to block off any content for anyone that isn't in a financial position to support me, or flat out just doesn't want to, because obviously I don't expect everyone who's mildly interested to just throw money at their screen. The link will be in the description. The rewards from the Patreon tiers will essentially boil down to shoutouts, extra entries and card sales and giveaways, and duels. There are 4 tiers to it, but I really don't want to recommend the last one, because I just made that one to match with the others and it's pretty expensive, so just ignore that one. Aside from that, we've got a good amount going into next week depending on what you guys decide for the unicorn. I'm looking forward to seeing your choice, and I'm really looking forward to opening a shit ton of packs next week. Thanks for the continued support in the series, guys. We're almost at 1,000 subs now, and I'll think of a special if we do start reaching that goal, and I'll try to get it done as soon as possible. For this week's question, what is your guys' favorite show? I'm talking anything. You could have it be live action, you could have it be anime, a cartoon, whatever. Just leave a comment letting me know what you like, and thank you so much for tuning into Yu-Gi-Oh! Restart. Have a great day and/or night.